The best way to answer that question is to just kind of tell the story of that ACL situation. You spend 3 years with a chip on your shoulder, being undrafted, feeling like you're overlooked, feeling like you have to prove yourself to every single person, every single day you walk in the building. And all of a sudden you get to this place where you're chasing this external validation of getting that C on your chest or getting a Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee. And it's like the awards and the recognition make it seem like you might be on the mountain peak, might seem like you're at the top of this journey, but it's really the internal standard and purpose that you walk every single day with. And I think that allows you to view adversity as an opportunity. So when you do tear an ACL and you do have these vulnerable relationships with human beings that you go to work with, that you live with, that you work with on a daily basis, it allows you to reintroduce yourself to your purpose, your passion, your intentions. And at that moment, I had a number of teammates. I'm sitting there. I thought I was on the mountain peak, team captain, ready to change the world, man. And in a snap of the fingers, it all got taken from me. All of a sudden, you're in a contract year. All of a sudden, head coach is gone. All of a sudden, your guys are gone. And all of a sudden, you're getting a handshake and thank you for your service. We'll see you later. And that uncertainty, that adversity, to embrace it, to make a decision on how you can respond to that situation. Not what happens to you in life, but how you can respond to that circumstance. That's what I could control. And to have teammates allow you to share stories and journal in healthy ways to deal with that, that's what ended up turning into a book. That's where I start reading the self-help books and the stoicism, and I'm really diving into it. I'm like, wait a second, that's what Coach just talked about last week. Wait, that's just what Derek Carr just, as you start connecting all these dots, you start understanding there's a path forward. Why don't we write a book about it to help the next generation go through whatever they want to go through and come out the other side a little bit better? And through that process, I think I've learned quite a bit on balancing self-growth with self-acceptance. I think that in this industry, a lot of athletes, a lot of football players, how much more can I get? How much more can I do? How much more can I give? And at some point, you have to be okay with who you are as a human being too. So we're always learning, we're always reading, we're always developing, man. It's a blessing. Courage. It's a buzzword, but it's a hard word to really embrace and lean into. I think my biggest fear in life was not being good enough. And that came from being adopted. That came from a guy that looks like me, I've never met before, saw me as a liability, problem, an issue that he didn't want to deal with. And that just catapulted a need for me to get that external validation. It catapulted this people-pleasing aspect of my personality. It brought a lot of things to the surface, right? So to have the courage to truly try your hardest, to truly go all in and bet on yourself and be willing to put yourself out there, be vulnerable, have that solitude, have this balance about you, and go after something that you're dreaming of and still fall short. I didn't have the courage a number of times to be able to truly make that leap, to truly make that commitment to myself, to my family, to my teammates. Facing that fear is courageous, and one of the best tools I ever learned along the way, once I made that commitment to myself, just to try, to give it my all and see what happens, was being present. I felt like I could be at my best self when I was here in this moment. A lot of people have heard a lot of great things and stories from a number of these inspirational human beings, right? Your mind starts to wander. You start to think about all the problems you can solve or all the volunteer work you can do. It's like, what if we just take a breath? We're just here together in this moment. That's powerful. That's courageous. That's the ability to put whatever problems are in front of you or behind you aside, and let's absorb this moment here together for what it is. And once I was able to do that time and time and time again, whether you're in the middle of a third quarter and you need a big stop, you need a big play, or it's a Wednesday meeting and it's an install, to find ways to be present was a number of different ways where it helped connect to that courage to go all in and try your best and not worrying about the problems of tomorrow or yesterday. Be the best you, man. That's real. And a lot of people would say be the best you is like go out and accomplish a lot of things, get a lot of stuff on your resume. And my one thing for you guys to take away is who you are in life matters more than what you do. Who you are matters so much more in life than what you do. No matter what goals you accomplish, no matter what school you get into, no matter what achievements happen, how much money you make, those are all like numbers and words on a sheet of paper. The person that you are, the person that shakes your hand as soon as you introduce yourself, the way you walk into a building, the way that you're just a good kid when you go home, the way that you're willing to be a good friend every single day. The little things are the big things. Who you are matters more than what you do. That's what I got for you guys.